Hello everybody, welcome back to the Aaron Davies YouTube channel and welcome back to the Wigan Athletic Career Mode. Season 4 begins now. I cannot believe we are actually still going on with this career mode. It has been such a long journey so far and the journey basically just starts right now. We had our very first Premier League season in Season 3 and it was very successful. I also have read a lot of the feedback in the comment section. Thank you so much for that. Some really detailed comments in there which are very nice to watch, to read and to listen to. But here we are, Season 4 begins now, second season in a row in the Premier League. Let's see what we can get up to. Let's see who's going to be leaving. Let's see who's going to be coming in. Let's see how we'll start off the season. Let's see what the first game of the season is. And yeah, sit back, enjoy, get your snacks ready. It's going to be a big season. Alright then, so we are going to be making a bit of room, a bit of space in the team. I did say at the end of last season, I didn't want to spend that much money on the team. The team was successful last season. That might be a one-off and we might struggle this year, but I believe in this team. I think we will have maybe just a very similar season. Obviously, you want to upgrade on that. You want to go even further than just finishing 10th. But I believe there's not much that needs to happen right now to this team. So all I've done here is loan listed and transfer listed a bunch of players who I think are just sort of on their way out of this team. As you can see, Sam Tickle is blocked from offers. There's not going to be any offers coming in there. So we'll start off then. Johnny Smith. We've had a few offers already for him, but he is going to be leaving this season, hopefully, with these offers coming in. Such a shame because he's been one of my favourite players to use throughout the career mode so far. It's a massive shame to see sort of like his rating just never went up. His rating hasn't went up. I understand like the age thing, but how good he was in the League One and Championship seasons, you would have thought he would have went up a bit. Unfortunately, he didn't, and I think it's time to move on. Albert Pearson we're trying to sell here. He's just one of the academy players we brought up. Woodhouse, who ended up playing quite a few games for us last season, actually. I've currently got him on the loan list. It's not going to be loan to buy deals, so we're just literally looking to basically move him out for a season to try and develop, really. Sorry, I do have a cold at the minute, so I'm very sorry that I'm a bit slurred in my words and that. So we do have 2 offers so far in for Woodhouse at the minute. He is 17. He did make his debut at 16, so he's already aged an entire year, and I believe he's only went up 2 ratings. So hopefully a loan spell is going to help that. Kai Payne, I think, is just on his way out. I think he was from the very start of the career. He only appeared like 4 or 5 times throughout the 3 seasons. I played him in like a few Carabao Cup games and that was about it. But now at 22 years old and not even in the 60s, I think he could just be released from the team. I'm going to try and sell him, but it's probably not even worth it. Jason Kerr, very sadly, I think on his way out. His contract does actually run out at the end of this season anyway. I just think with him being 30, I think he's past his time, and I could definitely see him sort of going into an early retirement sort of stage of his career and going to play elsewhere. Maybe he's going to play in Scotland, where he's from. Could be a great idea there, so we'll see what offers we're getting for him. Josh Earl just never hit the ground running with this team. We signed him in our championship season as sort of like a bit of a project to be able to help the depth of the team, and yet again just never hit the ground running. I think he got sent off 2 or 3 times. He was just an awful player for us, sadly, so transfer listed. Matthew Smith, an amazing player in his time here at Wigan, but he's now 26 and at only 70 overall, and the midfield depth that we have at the minute and the potential of Keanu Dyer returning on a permanent deal this year, I just think Smith has no sort of say or space in this team. Pablo Garcia, yet again, I feel like he's just like Earl. Never hit the ground running. He was meant to be the replacement for Luke Chambers, of course. Then in that championship season, we just got Luke Chambers back on loan anyway. And Garcia just never really got the game time that he needed. It's no hard feelings. He was a half-decent player forward. But I think it's time to move. And then Ryan Curtis, we have on the loan list here. Just trying to get some of the youth players out on loan. Should hopefully develop them long term. Alright then, going into the shortlist, this is what we're looking at. I've actually got a lot more players than we usually do in this shortlist, and I know I said I wasn't going to be signing loads. I'm still thinking of going ahead with that sort of plan. We'll see how it goes though, we'll see how the funding goes for the season, but We've got Elijah Campbell. We've already done a lot of sort of deals and business with Everton this career mode, so I feel like it just makes even more sense to go in for more Everton players. But another young centre-back who could join me. We've got Ronnie Edwards from Southampton here. Definitely a player I would love to bring into the back line, especially with Earl and Kerr potentially leaving. We're going to have to bring in a centre-back. We also have Luke Mbete, I think that's how you say it, from City here. I don't know if this guy plays for City in real life, like if he's part of their youth programme, but he's only 23 and playing for City, may as well get him in. We've got Jaden McGoma here. If we do get rid of Garcia, I feel like bringing in a backup left back is needed. But then we do have Anton Robinson, who used to actually play for Wigan as well. And it would be very nice to bring him back. The only issue is I don't think we have that much money this season, and paying this much just for a left back I think might be a bit over the top. We'll see how things go. Keanu Dyer, I feel like, is an absolute no-brainer to try and bring into this team. He's been amazing the 2 years he had on loan at us, so I definitely think bringing him in would be a great idea. Josh Brownhill, bit of experience. He's been at Burnley for bloody donkeys. He's 31, but like I said, he's experienced leagues like this. He's experienced the grit of playing in English football. I feel like he would be mint in the midfield. Tom Dele-Bashiru, former Watford player, I believe he is, currently at Ipswich here. Quite cheap for what he is, for what you're getting out of him. Quite cheap. The stats look pretty sound. He can play in centre midfield, DM, right back as well. Never knew he could do that. You've got Sambi Lokonga. I feel like it's quite realistic getting Lokonga in. I just don't think he's had a successful career. That's the only thing standing in the way here, and the price. If we pay 16 million here, are we going to get 16 million pounds worth out of this lad? I'm not quite sure. We do have Williamson. This guy's been on the shortlist for like 2 years now. Same with Miguel Almiron, and these have not changed right here. So Williamson, Miggy, we've got Adu Ajayi from Bournemouth there. You've got Ben Wayne from Plymouth Argyle. And then Noah, he's only been here for a season. But these four right here have been in the shortlist for ages, and I've just never gotten around to getting them. I think Miggy's probably off the radar now. He is 33. I suppose he's had a long career at Newcastle. He's had the experience in the Premier League. He is only worth about 5 million, so it wouldn't be too expensive to bring him in. But I just think Chem Campbell and Suslov are probably going to stay as the wingers for this season. Right then, the current budget is only 29 million at the minute, which is, it's, like I said, it's not a lot of money to work with. It's actually less than what we had last season. I believe we had 40 million last season, I think, to start off with. Obviously, the money from coming up from the Championship helps us a lot. But this is not a lot to work with. Just under 30 million. You've got to think about, if we do bring loan players in, you've got to think about buying them back. There's a lot of contracts to extend this season as well. I think Sam Tickle will have to give him an extension. So I think what I might do here, safety-wise, is do the contract extensions, then come back to this and see how much money we've got left. Season-wise, it's a very challenging start. We've got a game at Old Trafford. Then we're at home to West Ham, and then at St James's Park before the deadline day. That's a very rough start to the season, that. But coming up, I believe we've got Burnley, Ipswich, I think, have come up there, and Southampton. Did Southampton... No, we beat Southampton in the playoffs, didn't we? Yeah, so it'll be Southampton, I think Ipswich and Burnley are the two of us that have come up this season. Makes more sense of going in for that centre-back from Southampton as well, with him just coming up. I think it would be nice to try and bring him in. But definitely, if we get rid of Earl, we need a centre-back in, so... Right then, let's have a look at the objectives then. We're current manager popularity rating is 94, which is absolutely amazing. You've obviously still got to do your objectives. This is a bit of a wild one then. A mid-table finish, okay. Don't know what that means. Does it mean bang on 10th, or is there any sort of allowance behind that? I'm not quite sure. Round of 16, the FA Cup, I've had that one before. Within 2 seasons of the Premier League, finishing a UEFA Europa League spot, okay. Obviously, I'd imagine these are getting piped up just down to the amount of money was spaffed into the team last year. So before season 6, we need to be in Europe. That's something we can aim towards, I suppose. Sign at least 2 players younger than 20 years old with the potential greater than the average overall. Okay, That should be doable, I hope. Get a streak of 3 clean sheets in away matches this season. Could be quite difficult. We did struggle to keep the ball out the back of the net last year in my first season in the Prem, but we'll see. Sign 1 player of a different nationality from the club. That'll be done. Sell 2 players and sign 2 crucial players to replace them. Yet again, I mean, I've done 2 out of 4 here, apparently. But then it's the unspent transfer budget. The team is literally just telling us to bloody collapse the bank just for the sake of it, which I think's ridiculous. What a absolutely absurd expectation that is. Alright then, it's a sad day for some. It is a sad day for some. Johnny Smith leaves us to Millwall for 930k. Jason Kerr's left to Stoke for $1 million. Woodhouse has went out on loan to Hercules? Is it Hercules? I'm not too sure. Ryan Curtis has left to Uspensor. I don't know how you say them either. Pablo Garcia leaves us to Lungig. I think I'm so bad with names, man. For 1.2 million, and then Matthew Smith to Coventry for 1.7. I've had loads of players go out with Coventry on loan in this career mode. Now I actually see someone be sold to them is quite good. Us, Coventry and Everton, for some reason, have quite a good relationship. Signing of Season 4 is here, and I did say I would go after him. It's Ronnie Edwards from Southampton. Had to be done. I think with Kerr being sold, and obviously we're looking to get rid of Earl as well. Ameson's actually retiring at the end of this season. We definitely needed a centre-back to come in. He is a higher rating currently than Seko, but I'm not too sure if he is going to start with Seko straight away. He might need to earn that spot in the team, but we will see. It was not a bad transfer whatsoever, though, I'm not going to lie. 4 million, 6% sell-on clause in there, so it's absolutely great. His market value was 4.8 million, so we've got him for less than what his value was, and he is 73 overall to start off with. Like I said, don't know if he's going to go in over Seko yet. Good thing, we got him on a 5-year contract. 35k a week is a bit crazy, but I think he was on about 30k a week at Southampton, so he wasn't going to go much less than that, was he? He's a fast-paced centre-back as well. I think he's going to be the fastest centre-back I've actually had in this career mode so far, and his defensive stats look sound. Dribbling's 64, which is quite cool. He's probably going to be able to play out from the back very well, so yeah, I'm overall very happy with that first signing. After 2 seasons on loan and going through an ACL injury, Keanu Dyer is a permanent Wigan player. I'm actually so happy, and I wish you could see this. I have a smile on my face because I've signed someone in FIFA, but I'm not even joking you. This guy is just incredible. He's such a special talent. I don't know how good he is in real life, but trust me, on this game, if you've been watching the career mode, he is incredible. What a talented little player he is. Keanu Dyer joins us. Even better, okay? Even better than just signing him for only 6 million as well. Even better news. Let's have a look. Where is it? He's a 73 overall. It's a 5-year contract. We've signed him and Edwards both to 5-year deals, which is fab. 45k a week is a lot. He's very expensive to keep. He also wanted an £100,000 signing bonus, so just for writing his name on a piece of paper he gets 100k. But yeah, Keanu Dyer joins us permanently. I think it was needed to be done, especially with the midfield depth is good. There's a lot of midfielders, but the talent is very slightly off. I think with Asgard going down very slightly, just a little bit underperforming. Armstrong as well, just not really exceeding, not really going up in rating or anything. And then the only other one we've got is Payne, who's like a 58 overall. So yeah, I think Dyer was absolutely needed to be in this team. The next player to join us is someone who played for us in the very first season. You've got to really dig deep in the back of your memory of this career mode to remember this one. But this is a fella we had in, like I said, in Season 1. He was only here on loan for like half a season because the team recalled him. Apparently we didn't play him enough. I think he registered about 5 goals, 4 assists, if that. But he was only about 17 or something at the time. Here he is, Philip Rosgar has joined us from Como for 5.5 million. He's actually done very well in the time he's been away from this team. He's managed to get himself up to a 74 overall. I can't remember what he was when he was first here, but he was around 16, 17 years old. He's now only 20, 74 overall, which is amazing. Yet again, I've got him on a 5-year contract, which is class. 34k a week. The thing is, I think it's like you've got to expect this price because it is the Premier League. The players are going to expect to be paid a lot. So, slight bit of an issue price-wise, but bar that, I'm really, really happy with that. The midfield might have needed a bit more of an upgrade for this season here then. So Tom Dele-Bashiru has joined us on loan. I was actually going to be going in to buy him. I went for Keanu Dyer anyway. But I was just like, you know what, I'm going to try and loan him in. And it was doable. Ipswich have loaned him out. Tom Dele-Bashiru, just for the year, no option to buy. 39k split between with 60-40. Shouldn't be too bad. Right then, so this is what the team is going to look like as of right now. Obviously, more signings could come in before the deadline, but this is what we've made it look like. So we've got Tickle, Adramola, Seko, Subic, Patterson, the same backline and goalkeeping situation as we had last season. Obviously, I do think Edwards will overtake Seko quite quickly, but as for right now, I'm fine with Seko starting there. In the midfield, you've got Keanu Dyer, Gelhart, and Devine does actually come in replacement for either Armstrong or Matthew Smith. And then your front line now is Suslov Joseph, and Rosgaard does actually go in there over Campbell just for now, but things can change, things can rotate. On the bench you've got Earl, Edwards, Sessegnon, Hobbs, Dele-Bashiru and Asgard. The reason there is no Armstrong, I've added him to the loan list. I think with Dele-Bashiru coming in and Armstrong only being 20, there's still plenty of time for this kid to grow, of course. So I've put him on the loan list, see if we can get him out. Your forwards on the bench then, you've got Silko Thomas, fingers crossed, and touch wood. He does not come down with many injuries next season, this season, sorry. He did only play like 5 or 6 games last year due to injuries, so I'm hoping he can play a lot more this season. Then you've got Campbell, and obviously Ricky J. Jones is back from his ACL tear. We could do a bit better as a backup striker there, but we'll give Ricky J. Jones time. He did get a few assists and a goal or two in the short period of time he played last year, so there's definitely potential there. At the South American market, at the minute in this crowd, we've got Juanma Cabezas. He's a Colombian left-footed centre-back, only 18, and the stats, I mean, 88 strength. What on earth? But unfortunately he has just joined Galatasaray as a free agent, so we're going to have to wait a bit to try and go in for him. We do have Axel Atom here, who plays for why that team has completely went on my mind for some reason. Mönchengladbach, that's it. He's worth a bit more than what we currently have right now. I mean, we've got about 9 million, but with us just signing Rosga, I don't really think we need to go in for this kid yet. We also have David Alana, I think it is, at the Portland Timbers. He is a Argentinian DM, can play centre midfield as well, but statistically looks pretty solid. He's still only 25 as well. We can just pay his release clause, which is 6.5 million, so if we need to, we could. And then I have tried to go in for Raymond Franco and Luis Canelas, but I cannot get them. We've got a Colombian left back here just to go in as a backup to replace Pablo Garcia, and then Luis Canelas, who I think could be the next future of that striking position in the team. He's going to be the next bloody Aguero in my eyes and in my head, but he is at Schalke at the minute. We're trying to go in from it and we just could not reach the demands in the wage, which was very unfortunate, but he only cost like 2.2 million. But just the wage was just too much. I think, what was it, 23.5k there? I think it was more of the signing bonus. For some reason, he just would not want anything less than 195k. So, unfortunately, we can't go in for these two. But I might try and go back in for Franco because we're going to need a fullback in. And then potentially another centre-back. Because if Earl does leave, we only have one bench centre-back. I've done the contract extensions. This took bloody ages to get done, but Sam Tickle has accepted a 3-year extension onto what he already has. I was genuinely expecting him to save 5 years, but I tried 5 years. He went down to 2 years, and then we ended up meeting in the middle at 3. So I don't know if Sam Tickle's completely happy at his role in this team. I know he plays basically every single game, but maybe he wants to move to a much bigger team. Not that Wigan aren't massive or anything, you know, but yeah, maybe he just wants a bigger move. Imson is obviously retiring at the end of this season, so he'll be staying put. Who else did we do as contracts go? So Ascot, as you can see there, it says wage demands not met. Unfortunately, he was asking for way too much. As you can see, he's currently on 7k or 6.5k a week, and Ascot was asking for nearly £40,000 a week, and he's on the bench. He's not. It's not exactly like he's Divine, and when you look at Divine, he's only on 29. Hobbs is on 13. Gelhart's on 40, to be fair, but I feel like there's levels between these two players right here. Ascot was just asking for too much, asking for an important role in the team, and it's such a shame. It's a shame to fall out with a player like this, but with only 10 months left, he's either going to leave on a free, or he's going to have to accept a deal later down the line. We'll try again in January, and we'll see how he feels. As we go further down the line, I think that was it. I believe that might have been it for contracts. As you can see, Josephs is out decently soon. We've got to start thinking about that. Suslov only done, what was it, like a 3-year deal anyway. So I believe we might need to go back in to try and either sell him to try and make a bit of profit from him, or because we only signed him for 10 million, or we'll re-sign him. That'll probably be next season, given an extension. But a lot of the newer players coming in, we're giving them at least 4-year deals. Gelhart was a 5-year deal. Devine was a 5-year deal. Hobbs is on a 5-year. Silko's on a 5-year. Chem, I think, was on a 4-year when we got him in. Rosgar's a 5-year transfer. So, yeah, the newer players coming in, we're giving them longer deals, so we are pretty much guaranteed to keep them for at least, a long period of time before we start making decisions and my mind's up on anything else. Yeah, it is a big one. First game of the season, yeah, it's at Old Trafford. Always going to be a big game, this. Look at that Sir Bobby Charlton stand in the back. I've always thought the tunnel was weird at Old Trafford, the way it comes out from bloody one side of the pitch instead of just in the middle, but it is where it is. Is that an Alphonso Davies tifo? It is. Alphonso, that better not be. Oh my god, I thought that Collier was, I thought that was Anthony Gordon there. I was going to say, what a snake he is. But there you go. There you have it, and the team is unchanged from what you saw, from what I've got the starting lineup as. Like I said, Seko, I think, is one of the main conversations surrounding this team at the minute, because is he going to stay in over Edwards? He's going to have to perform well to be able to do that, Edwards is a higher overall, he's young guy, he's got more potential, so I feel like Edwards is a player who will definitely come in the near future. That is a... What's happened there? That's an awful pass. But as of right now, I'm not too sure sort of where we stand. I could have played that through. I don't know where we stand, so we'll just see how we get on to start things off this season. Patterson whips one in. It's not terrible, Rosgar. That's an awful header, that, though. That is a great ball from Dyer. I think Joseph's offside. I believe he's offside. I don't know why he's still running. You're off, mate. You're off. It doesn't matter, though. Rosgar, he's got him behind, and that's the opener. Rosgar has scored on his debut. Welcome back to Wigan Athletics, son. Welcome back to Wigan. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Have a taste of that, ya Manx. What a goal. What a run. What a ball from Keanu Dyer. 2 players return to this team, and they're running riot. Absolutely running riot. Keanu Dyer's ball over, the cut inside from Rosgar, and he's got himself a goal. Why on earth did his team recall him? I think it was Monza or Stade de Rennes at the time over in France. Why on earth did they recall him? He was playing in the team regularly, he was playing fine, he was getting goals and assists. I mean, I suppose better for us, he developed more over there, but what a start to his career at Wigan. That is ridiculous. That is ridiculous! And Rosgar buries it! What a goal it is! In front of the away end. 70-minute mark. We are 2-0 up. Rosgar brace on his first game back in Wigan Athletic colours. What an incredible start of the season. I tell you what, there'd be absolute limbs in that away end. The ball in from Adarabioyo. It's not even Adarabioyo, it's Adaramola, sorry. That is unbelievable, and that's why you don't play your second choice keeper, even against Wigan. Well in, Ten Hag, son, well in. I don't know why Ten Hag's still there, but look at that. Amazing. Rosgar's just coming off as well. We're bringing Chem Campbell on. We're also bringing Tom Dele-Bashiru on for his debut. And I believe I've got Ricky J. Jones in up top just to finish off this game. But honestly, what a start this season. I'm yet again beating Manchester United in this career mode. Things you love to see. And that is what it means. That is what it means. It's a clean sheet. It's 3 points at Old Trafford. Incredible stuff. Absolutely incredible. I'm over the moon with that. We've rattled them completely. And they've had nothing. 2 shots, 42% of the ball. They had nothing. Rozgar man of match, of course, with his 2 goals there in his first game back in, what will it be, 3 years nearly? Devine with an 8.3. Dyer got himself the assist. Adaramola got the other assist. Honestly, look at this defensively. Civic, 8.8. He's like a brick wall. Patterson, 8.3. Tickle made a fair few saves. It's... The team is gelling yet again. We're back where we left off, and that's very, very nice to see. Quite luckily here. So, Nathan Patterson had a 10 million release clause on him, and Brentford have just went in to pay for it, but we did renew his contract. No extension on it, so he's still got 2 years, 10 months. His wage did go up, and he also got a signing bonus. I've technically been robbed in a way, but you know what? I would have rather him stayed here instead of him going to Brentford, obviously. So we've sort of paid the price in the wages. He was on 30k, it's went up to 35, and he also got 155k just for the bonus, which I feel like is a bit of a bragging right to be like, instead of going to Brentford, mate, just stay here. We'll pay you a bit more. In the transfer side of things, we've got Kai Payne finally leaving for 310k. We've got Harrison Armstrong going out on loan to Genoa. Lucas Greaves goes out on loan to Watford. Albert Pearson has been sold to the same team Kai Payne's went to, actually. And they've all happened since we last updated this. Josh Earl leaves us to go to Plymouth Argyle for 890k. Very sad that his career at Wigan never really took off. But there you have it. There he is going. So depth-wise, we might need to bring in another centre-back, or we could just use Emerson as like a 4th to 5th choice centre-back for now until he retires. Into the first Carabao Cup game of the season then. We've rotated the team quite heavily here. Lovely to see Silko Thomas back in the team. We've also got Joshua Hobbs in, who spent like a good 2 years out on loan. But I've decided to bring him in. He's still young. He's 69 overall as well, so he's getting there. He's developing out on loan. We've brought him in, and look at what he's doing here. Look at the job he's doing here. This is 2 assists straight off the trot. Absolutely amazing ball through to Kyle Joseph for his first goal of the season there. Love the celebration as well on top of that. But like I said, lovely to see Silko Thomas back out on the pitch. Look at that from Keanu Dyer. Lovely ball up to Rozgar. Don't really know how Hobbs isn't offside there, but he ends up getting himself on the score sheet as well. He was just having the time of his life out on that pitch. I mean, thanks to me giving him the opportunity to be able to do this, you know what I mean? But Dyer was at the core of all of that. I know I glaze him all the time, but come on, his past ability's class. Look at this from Deli Bashiru. Against his former team, slides it in. Quite luckily hit off the post and in there, but Silko Thomas finishes Watford off with a big 4-0 win. What a performance. Silko Thomas back in. He's got himself 2 goals. Kyle Joseph with 1. Rozgar assist. Hobbs with 1 goal, 2 assists. Deli Bashiru with an assist. Class. It has been a very nice start to the season. Obviously, that opening game against United. In between that Watford game, we had a 2-1 loss to West Ham at home. The first home game of the season, unfortunately. And then our next game after that, a 3-0 win over the Toon at St James's Park. It seems like we're away form is perfectly fine, but as soon as you go at home, no, we can't be West Ham. But anyway, I'm going to end that episode there. We have got 3 wins there in the first episode, which is not bad whatsoever. I simulated that game against Newcastle and beat them 3-0, which is just crazy, especially at St James's. And they've still got all the key players like Anthony Gordon, Isak and all them. So I'm really over happy with that 2-0 win at United. 4-0 win over Watford in the Cup was massive. It's very nice to be able to use some of like the players like Hobbs, who isn't going to get too much game time in the league, but when it comes to the Cup I can use them. It's very good stuff to see. It's deadline day. It is deadline day, so get your signing suggestions in, because they will be coming in the next episode if need be. But this is where we're currently ending it. 3 games, 2 wins, 1 loss. We've scored 6, which is joint top with Liverpool, and we've conceded 2 goals there. We do need to be a little bit more secure defensively, but bar that, 6 points from 3 games is not a bad way to start off the season. If you have enjoyed this episode and you are enjoying this Wigan career mode so far, it's a very long career mode, please smash that like button, make sure you are subscribed so you do not miss any future uploads, and I'll speak to all of you in the next one. Goodbye.